What's good, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. And my oh my, it is a very newsworthy day today. We're talking about Charlie Kirk, who was just gunned down at a Utah rally. I'm here to let you all know why Charlie Kirk was blood sacrificed by his own people. Talking about Charlie Kirk. Now, this particular live stream right here is going to break down what's happening in the country as we speak. I'm going to give you the ins and outs. And I'm also going to really break down what the agenda is because everything that happens on mainstream media has an agenda. And Charlie Kirk's death is no different. Now, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I want everybody to hit the like button on your way in. You're going to get some of the most riveting commentary on social media coming from this here platform in regards to this subject matter. Now, before we get into it, let me break this down to you. Charlie Kirk is a suspected white supremacist. Now, why do we say that? It was the rhetoric he pushed. It was the people that he associates with. We have the people who are truly mourning for him right now, doing all kind of racist gestures, Hitler signs, Hitler salutes, Nazi salutes. And I'm going to go to that evidence as well. Now, these rallies that these so-called conservatives have are modern day Klan rallies. That's what they are. Now, our people shouldn't be mourning someone who is at a Klan rally who happens to get wiped out by their own people. But see, you're living in a society where they want us to feel sympathy for individuals who have overtly and covertly spreaded dehumanization messages towards our people. Right? Now, what we're going to bring out about Charlie is going to be quite interesting to say the least. If you're a person who has a weak stomach, you may not be able to digest this, but it's okay. We're going to bring the truth out nonetheless. Right? Now, I want you to hear what Charlie Kirk had to say in his last rant that I heard, right? About the stabbing that took place in Charlotte, North Carolina, when that innocent Ukrainian woman was knifed up and taken out by some rogue homeless man that claimed he was hit with MK Ultra or some type of mind altering substance or some type of technology that they implanted him with, right? But nonetheless, that individual was blown up all on the media, although I just showed y'all not too long ago that someone of Caucasian persuasion did the exact same thing. And matter of fact, if we just go to my YouTube shorts, here it goes. Situations like this, where a knifeman who happened to be of Caucasian persuasion killed an 18-year-old in a random Bay Area subway attack after pouncing on two sisters without provocation, is arrested. And guess what? He was on parole. Now, reason why I have to show y'all these double standards, because I'm trying to really express to you how warfare works. You have to dehumanize a group of people before you engage them. If they can make us the face of criminality, then nobody will give any pushback when they start ethnic purging, which they've already started ethnic purging. And this gets no news coverage. It gets no news coverage whatsoever. Now, I'm no way, shape, or form trying to defend the sick, heinous acts that individual committed against that woman. I got family in Charlotte, friends in Charlotte. They ride that train. We don't want these type of people out in the streets. So, all right, you have situations like this. So I had to show you that because there seems to be some type of double standard. In Broken Matrix, I see you in the building. Yes, I will definitely be opening up the panel later on, for sure. And Charlie Kirk was going in about that situation that took place. I mean, he was going in. And the irony of it is that young lady, she was hitting the neck with a blade, but Charlie Kirk was also hitting the neck with a bullet. And he didn't make it. He didn't make it. Now, I want y'all to hear what Charlie Kirk had to say.
Comes up, takes out a knife, stabs her to death. 14 times he was previously arrested. 4 times. 14 times. He comes up and just stabs her to death. Situations like this are a nearly daily occurrence in our cities. We do not have to live this way. You can create a society and a culture where you can get on a train or a subway and not be Irina Zarutska and get stabbed to death in the neck because some black criminal.
Now, why didn't he speak about the white criminal who did the same thing, who was also on parole at the time? Why? Because Charlie Kirk was a race soldier. Charlie Kirk was surrounded by white supremacists. Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump was Ace Boone Coons. He's the one who created MAGA for the most part, or at least had a great influence. This man used to advise Donald Trump. And he was real big on the DEI cuts, huge on it. So all those jobs that black people are losing right now, oh yeah, Charlie Kirk is responsible for that. And you know, black unemployment just dropped 30% right now. In the toughest time in US history, they're firing our people. Guess who's responsible for that? Charlie Kirk. Oh, he played a big role in that. Watch this.
Criminal decides, I'm just going to go do it. 14 times he was previously arrested. And all of the Koch brother funded liberal criminal justice BS is the reason why guys like him are still on the streets. 14 times. Let's put this back up on screen. And Irina Zarutska, why did she come to America? She was fleeing violence in Ukraine. It turns out it's more dangerous on subways in Charlotte, North Carolina than a war zone in Ukraine.
You know, it's crazy because nobody is really mourning over the Ukrainians getting bombed and tore to pieces by the Russians right now. So there's your double standard there. But here you have this individual who is pushing the black criminality agenda. Now, he was taken out by his own people at a modern day Klan rally. But they want our people to sympathize. No, we're not giving up that type of energy. We're not doing that. What we're going to do is show how he lived. When somebody passes away, we want to show how they live. But before we get into that, I want to say this. I understand what white men think in America. I do. I totally get it. I know what the program has done. Think about it. They're essentially taught that we're the problem, and these individuals being in the American spirit that they're in, They believe that in order to solve it is to continually go in on us. Because hey, maybe the places they've been, they've seen some situations with our people wilding. Maybe, maybe. But I want to explain to you is Charlie Kirk, he brought a lot of deception because it could have been knowingly or unknowingly. But these people are bred up believing that black folks are the problem. Meanwhile, it's their own kind that's doing all the killing here. Charlie Kirk was taken out by his own people. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this, the blood sacrifice part to it. You know, he was 31 years old. We're going to get into all of this because everything ain't what it seems, and we're going to uncover it. Everything ain't what it seems. All right. Now, I want to go to more sources here. I want to show you who they're alleging did him in. I want to show you, and of course, you know, this is wild. I want to show you who they're alleging did him in. Now, as you can see, he looks to be of the alternative. And see, this is a real issue, and this is what I want to talk about for a moment. Part of the agenda, because now there's new coverage coming out. We're gonna go there. Now there's new footage coming out of certain entities moving on the roof, or certain people. Let's not use entities. Somebody was on the roof from a distance, and I don't believe it was this guy. I believe that this was an inside job that people in high power knew that Charlie Kirk was going to die today. You can say what you want to say, but these people have been being used lately. They have been being used lately. And make no mistake about this. This is the issue I'm having. I believe personally that this blood sacrifice is to solidify MAGA even more. It's going to give MAGA more power. That's why we're not in celebratory mode, because we know that these people are calculated. We know that this pushes the agenda. You have another more than likely liberal transgendered man who did the unthinkable. So that radicalizes Democrats more and that empowers Republicans more. Now they have their martyr. Are y'all seeing what's what's going on right now? Now MAGA has a martyr. This is all done by design, brothers and sisters. When I tell you, the hairs on my neck stood up just now because I know what I'm saying is the truth. I know it's the truth. Another MAGA blood sacrifice. I know it's true. Now, this is the guy who they're saying did the Utah shooting. Now do you see what the agenda is? They're playing the whole left right wing paradigm. Now I want you to look at the people who let's put this on big screen. Look at the people who are mourning for your boy, Kirk. Look at him. Now I want y'all to see if y'all can see this man's hat. Let me know if y'all can see his hat in the chat. But these are the people who are mourning and crying over Kirk. Now these look like Nazis to me, right? How many of y'all see, Klan members? Of course, you got this Somalian Klan member here, but tell me if y'all can see the hat. It may be a little bit difficult to read, but it says the N word. It says the N word on his hat while they hold up a Hitler sign. And this is the main guy crying over Yeah, that's the Nazi salute. And it's the main guy right now crying over Charlie Kirk. Now, there's more, ladies and gentlemen, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right now, what is about to break free in America? Now, this is not the official U.S. Homeland Security page, but it's an Associated Press. All right. It is an Associated Press with a very bold text. And it says, what does it say? Open carry everywhere. Now civil war has begun. Right after we had a picture of Trump riding off in the flames as a warrior with the Department of Warfare, it says, open carry everywhere. Now civil war has begun. See, this is what this prelude ends up. And absolutely, I will be opening the panel in due time after we do a full breakdown on the blood sacrifice of Charlie Kirk, who was taken out by his own people. Now, my argument is that the black community is over policed, right? The black community is over policed. Meanwhile, the people doing the mass shootings are none other than these folks, the folks that I just showed you on the screen, the real extremists, the real radicals. And I believe that Charlie Kirk was a sacrifice at age 31. And I know it can be heartbreaking to some. Some people may feel a certain way. They may be hurt by it. Some people may not like my rhetoric when I speak in regards to this. But honestly, if you ask me, I believe Charlie Kirk was part of the problem. And he basically got dealt with by his own people. That's judgment. The last words he uttered out of his mouth was gang violence. Imagine a man going from college campus to college campus to college campus nationwide, talking about how violent black people are and how we must be dealt with and how certain policies might have to come into play to ensure that they can clean up their communities, even if it means tiptoeing on tyranny. And in the middle of doing the same speech that he been doing, all around the world, same song. In the middle of him talking about gang violence, the last words he uttered was gang violence before what? Being popped in the neck. Days after, talking about we need to be engaged and dealt with because a woman got stabbed in her neck. I don't believe in coincidences. Now, that's hate. That's hatred to engage a whole group of people based on the actions of one other. Somebody said you may be too focused on race. No, it's not about race. What this is about is the fact that there is a war going on. You're talking about being focused on race, man, while the National Guards, pardon me, are actually engaging the black community. And they're doing it publicly. I didn't make this about race. I'm not the one throwing up Hitler signs. Now, I want to go here. And, let's talk about the family. Let's talk about the family. Everybody's saying pray for the family and everything like that. And, I get it. We've been conditioned a certain way in America, in our Babylonian captivity, right? We've been conditioned to have an immense amount of empathy and sympathy for those who don't have our best interests at heart. Now I'm gonna explain this to you. If if you ladies and gentlemen were back in the day, and you seen a Klan rally, and I'm gonna bring that example because that's what this is like. And someone at that Klan rally gets taken out. Are you gonna care about what's going on with the family? The wife who ate off of the work of the Klan leader, of the Grand Master, let's say the Grand Master, Grand Wizard. Are we gonna really care? She sat there and benefited off his ideologies. Are you gonna sympathize? And we understand. Listen, of course, when it comes to the children, they're just being raised by suspected white supremacists. They're just being raised by them. They don't know no better, but they grow up to be future suspected white supremacists. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have much sympathy for those who hate our people. I don't. I don't have sympathy for those who put out propaganda that is designed to, you know, incorrectly or falsely paint us as savages and animals. I don't have any type of feeling for those people. And I would be a liar if I said I did. I don't. And I'm very bold and I'm very honest about my thoughts in this. And the truth of the matter is, Charlie Kirk was taken out by his own people. He screamed about gang violence. Charlie Kirk grew up in Chicago. A gangbanger didn't take him out. Charlie Kirk grew up in Chicago. He didn't get caught lacking on O Block on 63rd. No, he got taken out by his very divisive politics. That's what he got taken out for. And it was his own people who are tired of tyranny. That's what it boils down to. Now, we got to go in. We got to go in. Because it was a blood sacrifice. No doubt about that. There's new footage coming out. I'm going to pull it up on IG for y'all here in a second. Let's see what Nick Fuentes had to say. Now, we know who Nick Fuentes is, right? Let's move that this way. Well, no, let's move it the other way so we can see that. Now, we know Nick Fuentes, he's a self-proclaimed racist. He says that he is a racist. He used to call himself a racialist. But now he's outright a white supremacist. And it is what it is. Another boy raised in Chicago. Nick Fuentes says, this feels like a nightmare. One of the most horrific things I've ever seen. I feel absolutely gutted and devastated. Pray for Charlie Kirk's soul, his young family, and for our country. The violence and hatred has to stop. Our country needs Christ now more than ever. Well, let's break this down. Jesus Christ is black, from the tribe of Judah. The Jesus Christ they're talking about is Caesar Borgia. Let's just put that out there right now. All right? Let's cook. See, that whole Jesus is King wave that y'all see these people, these suspected white supremacists wearing the t-shirts, they're not talking about the black Jesus. They're not talking about the real Christ. These people are into Catholicism. These are Catholics, and the Catholics are the ones who did the Renaissance, who painted Caesar Borgia as a white man. And you can read the book Triptych of Prisoners that also break that down. There was also a show that came on. I don't remember what network it was on, but it was called The Borgias that break it all down. So don't get fooled by this Jesus rhetoric. This is a known racist hollering Jesus. That's why you got to be careful with these white Southern Baptist so-called Christians, because these were the same ones that was lynching Negroes, hanging them from trees while having picnics right after Sunday service. These are the type of people that are mourning Charlie Kirk. These type of people. Yeah, the book of Revelation says he has skin of bronze and hair of wool, but y'all know that. Y'all know that. But let's continue because I'm building a case right now. Yeah, Charlie Kirk was taken out by his own kind. He was a ritual. He was a sacrificial lamb to solidify MAGA. Now, MAGA is going to be more powerful than ever, y'all, because now this just paints Democrats as a bunch of transgendered extremists. That's what's happening right now. They're painted as a bunch of transgender extremists. Also, you got witches claiming that they put out a spell to have him murked out here. It's a lot going on in the news, which also feeds into uh, their Christian narrative. And by the way, I do consider myself a Christian, just a real Christian. Hold on one moment. Oh, also, we got to talk about Myron Gaines. We got to talk about him, y'all, because he's petrified right now. Myron Gaines is petrified, and he should be. He should be. And this is the reason why you shouldn't be putting out hate. You attract what you put out there. You attract what you put out there. Yeah. So yeah, they got the liberal witches claiming that they got him taken out, which also it feeds the narrative. Everything you see in air right now is to empower MAGA. He was a sacrifice. I believe Trump himself took him out. I believe Donald Trump took him out because these people do conduct rituals. These people are in bed with Satan, and they kill their own kind. Now, peep this.
This is just from people that I haven't talked to in forever, saying, "Yo, you gotta move different." Wow. Yeah, I guess I was moving reckless a bit. You guys have my word. I promise you guys. I promise you guys. And I got to be a little bit honest here too with this. I've been reckless. I've been very reckless with a lot of the shit that I do. Right. I used to work in law enforcement. I think no one can touch me. Right. There's a lot of times where I don't even hire security. I just go out there dolo and just do it. Right. What?
He's terrified, and he should be terrified, not of the people that he's been blatantly disrespecting. He should be terrified because these Illuminati MFers is the ones that's really doing the hits. And listen, these people have no remorse. You are a pawn, Myron Gaines. You are a cog in their web. Anybody who's trying to align themselves with these demonic racist agents, anybody who's trying to build a fan base of those individuals, you're putting your life in danger. You're setting yourself up for failure. You got God going against you. You got a whole lot of different spirits you don't even understand is operating within these occultic MAGA circles. You got people out there that will just use you as a sacrifice to empower themselves. I'm telling you right now. See, trying to align yourself up with these Illuminati white supremacists is a dangerous game to play. It's a dangerous game to play. You better off grabbing a coattail of one of us from the truth intelligence community, which come in all colors, by the way. Shout out to my brother Tristan in the building. Shout out to Tristan. He said, "You ain't lying, bro." And we have a lot of Gentile brothers and sisters who agree. And that's why let me tell you, that's why a lot of the haters be salty, because they don't understand how I can speak the truth the way I do, not to make this about myself, but how I can do it and still have a vast audience of people from all demographics. Why? Because we're not coming in the vein of hate. We're coming in the vein to educate. That's what we're doing right now. That's right. Elizabeth, she already know. Yeah, we are very multi-layered over here, very multifaceted. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Listen to how scared Myron Gaines is, and he should be.
Whether it's doing the street debates or whatever. And a lot of you send me messages. A lot of you guys send me DMs saying, yo, Myron, you need security. Myron, you need security, bro. I'm volunteering to be your security. You know, you need to protect yourself, blah, blah, blah. I promise you guys, I'll start taking my safety more seriously.
Yeah, because you might be next. Nick might be next. And if, you know, y'all so happen to do get popped in your mouth or your neck, just know that you're going to be used. Your death is going to be used to empower MAGA, number one. And number two, your death is going to be used to demonize people who are Democrats. Now, I'm going to say this, whether you are Democrat or Republican, white, black, Native American, Chinese, Asian, listen, what we all should be able to agree on is things are bad in the country. Bullets are flying. People are dying. We're on the brink of a race war. We got the Epstein files being hidden. We got human trafficking going on in dozens of churches nationwide. The church ain't even safe. One thing we should all agree on from all walks of life is this. When the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And the people are mourning. They're mourning. And it's because these white supremacists and suspected white supremacists are they're ruling society right now. And they can't even keep each other contained.
Michelle, I will do that. Because I got to admit that I have been reckless. And given the fact that like me and Charlie do pretty much the same thing when it comes to these college debates, you know, and doing street debates, I will take my safety more seriously, guys, and higher security and all that.
Y'all heard it? Y'all heard it? He said him and Charlie do the same thing. And they do. Charlie is just more polished. Charlie was just more clean cut. And Charlie also had the right complexion. This guy, they don't take this buffoon serious at all. Myron Gaines is a joke to the white supremacists. He's been trying to earn their love, right? Of course, he does have a fan base because there's always going to be a fan base for these type of people. But nonetheless, we just seen that boy holding up a Hitler sign. We just seen that boy doing a Nazi salute. We see him dropping the N-word with the hard R all the time. We see him talk about us like we utter garbage. And if he were to be taken out, 9 times out of 10, it ain't from our people. Don't think that he's going to the communities and going to college debates speaking that way because he's afraid of us doing something. No. This should be a wake-up call that y'all on the devil's team. And the devil is going to use who he want to use. Charlie Kirk took the oath. Charlie Kirk. And I'm talking about what oath? I'm not talking about an oath to the Most High. I'm talking about he took the satanic oath. Just like the rest of these people. And now he's no longer here.
It just goes to show, you know, how precious life is. You could be talking to someone one day, right? Making plans like tomorrow's promised. And then in an instant, it could be taken away.
Mm-hmm. You hear what he said? And then in an instant, it could be taken away. And he's right. Now, I want to pull up something from Instagram. You have situations because there's some new stuff coming out about Charlie Kirk's, you know, the actual scene in which this incident took place. I believe somebody just sent this to me. Let me make sure I got that. And one moment, y'all give me one moment. Okay. They might have removed it. I might have to pull it up on YouTube. But they saying that they found somebody on the roof And it didn't look like that little old guy, right? It didn't look like him. Looked like somebody else. Let me see. Man, sometimes I be losing track of these little clips and stuff that I be having, but I might not have saved it. But you're gonna be seeing a lot of reels come out showing the scene, and people gonna be breaking it down. And if I got any Gematria brothers in the building, y'all already know what time it is. Y'all go ahead and break that down. Somebody in the chat said something key. They said MAGA is the highest form of a satanic cult, and I agree. And they froze my chat. I said, I see y'all now. Let me see. Let me see. Somebody says, bro, this is sickening, bro. I have all love and respect for you. Even if you hate the guy, you should at least have compassion for him. He had a wife and 2 young children. Well, I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you said that. And right now we're not talking about hating anyone. We're not doing that. What we're doing right now is just giving you the facts about who this individual was. And I want to say this, I want to be very clear about this. I personally don't believe any man should get taken out by anyone because they are practicing their freedom of speech. I don't believe that that should have happened. He has the right to say what he want to say. But unfortunately, his own kind didn't see that to be true. It wasn't our people who did it. The hate that's going on is actually between their own kind. I'm not displaying hate for having my opinion on Charlie Kirk. I'm not displaying hate because I'm not mourning him and I don't care for him. The person who popped him in the neck and knocked his head off, that's hate. And the reason why it's hate is because there's a lot of unchecked demonic activity going on in middle America, and America is too busy focusing on the black folks in America, and it's going under the radar, and they're crashing out, and they're hitting schools, they're hitting each other. So make no mistake about it. This is not a hate situation. This is an educate situation. We have a white on white crime problem in America. There is a white on white crime problem, and it needs to be talked about. Now, Charlie Kirk was blood sacrifice, and we're going to get into it. I got my source here. Thank y'all for bearing with me. Thank y'all for being patient. I got the particular video I want to go to. And if y'all can, do me a solid and pound the like button, right? Pound the like button. Because nobody is really breaking it down this way here. Let's talk about. Let's show you what the news is airing right now, in regards to Charlie Kirk and how the scene was, right? Now I'm gonna tell y'all what's about to happen right now. Oh, dang! I thought the video was playing. My bad. My bad. Did y'all hear that audio? No, you must didn't. Okay, I don't know why I did that. Okay, why is it not sharing? All right, one more time. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what's about to happen. The news media is about to spread a lot of confusion. All right? In one broadcast, you're going to hear that the shooter is still at large. And another, they say they found him and he yelled he would do it again. And another source, they're going to claim that the shooter didn't make it. Listen, this is what they're doing right now. Why? Because it was a ritual. It was a ritual. It wasn't about the shooter and it wasn't about the motive. It was more so about grandizing MAGA and demonizing left-wing liberals, right? And I'm not a liberal myself. I'm just telling y'all what's going on.
Christian, I'm very, very sorry. You saw what you saw. You experienced what you experienced. I am appreciative that you're willing to discuss it. Can you tell me what happened?
Certainly, yes. I attended the event with my 17-year-old son, Ryder Overton, this afternoon. We got there about an hour early and had found some what we thought were good seats. It wasn't until shortly after that we moved down to the fence and were allowed to sit just off from the stage where he presented. Everything went as planned. He actually even came out and handed my son, a couple of hats. So it was a wonderful, wonderful gesture, and we were excited. And
he was passing out MAGA hats.
After about the second question that was asked is about the time we heard the shot. I diverted to look up just for a second to see where the sound had come from, and then seconds later witnessed Charlie with a hole in his neck and bleeding. It was at that time we laid down on the ground, not knowing what or how many shots might follow. At that point, it was just a matter of trying to get out of the gates and
somebody very powerful knew that Charlie Kirk was going to die. They knew it. I believe Donald Trump knew. We have a Chicago native, Charlie Kirk, who gets popped right while they're engaging Chicago. The last words out of his mouth was gang violence. Charlie Kirk was just talking about the woman who got stabbed in the neck and why they need to engage black folks. And he was shot in the neck. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no coincidences in this death. None at all. There's no coincidences. MAGA just got so much credibility now. They got so much credibility now against Democrats. And this happened on what day? Somebody said 9/11 blood sacrifice. September 10th. We're my numerology brothers and sisters. Now, I seen that guy. Y'all seen him wearing dresses. We showed that it was a alleged transgender. His body was built bad. He looked weak, damn near decrepit, built like Mr. Burns. You telling me that he climbed up something? Got 200 yards away carrying an AR-15 and was able to pop Charlie undetected? Do that make any sense? Are we believing that?
Go to a safe place.
How does this land on your heart, Mr. Overton?
Very heavily. I, as well as Ryder, my son, we're both big Charlie Kirk supporters. It hits home, having it happen here where I actually graduated from college many, many years ago.
Now, mind you, they were at this rally. There was not a black face there. There was a modern day Klan rally. It's a modern day Klan rally. These are the type of people who really support Charlie Kirk. Let's go.
Ago, and it's just a sad day. It's a sad day, and it'll weigh heavy on our hearts for some time to come.
What was the preparation for you and your son? Was there any, I just summarized with Anna Schechter, you might have heard that my understanding, but you were there, so I want to confirm it with you, sir. Was there any kind of security there at all that you felt or experienced?
None whatsoever. There were people in with backpacks, school bags. There was no metal detectors. There was just no one.
There was no, hold on, let me get this right. Meanwhile, Crime is down in every major city. Crime is down in every major city. And so let me get this right. They're over policing our community with military police. But at this event right here, with hundreds, perhaps even thousands of Caucasian people gathering, there was no security. None. See, they didn't got a little bit too comfortable. That's why he got blood sacrificed by his own people, his own kind. They got a little bit too comfortable. They thought it was sweet. You too busy out here trying to condemn Black America. The last word you uttered was gang violence. And y'all not even paying attention to the world y'all created for yourselves. Y'all not even paying attention to the political climate that y'all created. Y'all not even paying attention to the nature of the beast, essentially. I personally believe they did use some type of sharpshooter. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Checking anyone coming in. So,
And based on what you saw, were you immediately fearful for Charlie and his health?
By all accounts, when I saw the amount of damage done, wasn't sure that he was going to make it. I was hopeful. His staff did a great job by taking.
I don't know why you were hopeful he was going to make it. That boy's head almost got blown off his shoulders. Half of his neck got knocked off. The way it looked to me, he died instantly.
Him off the stage immediately, but it wasn't. It was too. It happened so quickly, and we were all just at that point concerned about our safety and getting to a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you go about that, Mr. Overton? I imagine that was a pretty chaotic circumstance.
It was because of the number of people trying to get out the same area that we were. We actually had fallen down, and it could have turned a lot more ugly. But we actually found a break in one of the guardrails or one of the fences there that we were able to get through, and then kept our heads down and ran for as long as we could.
Mr. Overton, I'm lucky enough in this world to be a parent of 3 children. Every parent sometimes gets very difficult questions from their children, hard to answer. I imagine that's a particularly heavy burden on your shoulders this afternoon.
Yeah.
What have you talked with your son about in the aftermath?
Well, we had a discussion about how difficult it is to stand up for your rights.
How difficult it is to stand up for your rights. But maybe that's how the Democratic people feel. I don't know. Maybe they feel like that their states, cities are being targeted, and they're just not having it. You know, this country's supposed to be bipartisan at the end of the day. So, you know, what do you say as a white nationalist to your son after another white man takes out Charlie Kirk, whom you all love? What do you say to your son? You should say it's about time we reevaluate our position. That's what you should say. It's about time we reevaluate how we view the world. Let's go.
To listen. There's been we've spent most of the time going back in silence. To be honest with you, it was just really trying to wrap our heads around what we had just witnessed. It was difficult. He's dealing with it in his own space right now, and then we will come together when some of this is lifted a little later.
For what it might be worth, Mr. Overton, I wish you and your son and all in your community the very best as you work through that process, which I guarantee you, I know will be difficult.
Now we got to talk more about this shooter. We got to go into this shooter, right? We got to, gather as much information as possible, because I personally believe it's a blood sacrifice, no doubt about that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Everybody knew it. That's in these circles that it was going to happen. Here's the shooter. His full name is George Hodson Zinn. He was also on an underground podcast in 2023. Very interesting here. And see, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. These people be all in on it. I'm going to share what he had to say on that podcast. See, ladies and gentlemen, the rabbit hole goes deep. And we're going to go to that podcast, the special edition interview with George Zinn, Utah's most famous political celebrity. What? Hold on now. See, this screams blood sacrifice. This screams ritual. Why is always somebody who's known, these political pundits and people who would be connected to this world? Y'all didn't know it was going to go here, did you? But yeah. Charlie Kirk. Let's hear what he had to say.
My mom's now, because that's what I say.
Right.
He was my mom's father, and yeah, he was credited with at least 50 buildings in Ogden.
And they're amazing buildings. The
city
municipal building is
the
one of his.
Building.
The Forest Service building is one of his.
Yeah, that's
I had no idea.
That Leslie Hodgson. Yeah, that was my mom's.
And so did you know him?
I never met. He died in 1947.
Okay, so you never met him. But you're right across the street from his building.
That's right. That's right. Until we moved.
Okay, then where did you move to?
So we moved to the other side of town, and where Ben Lomond is up on Harrison.
George Zinn. This is the alleged shooter right here, and I believe he is the shooter. He was on a popular podcast, and he calls himself Utah's most famous political celebrity. See, y'all got to understand, this stuff is done by design. That's why I told you brothers and sisters in Chicago, just fall back. Y'all don't need to do nothing. Babylon is judging itself. Y'all don't need to go out in the streets with no switches. Nah, y'all don't need to do that. What you need that for? That's right. Somebody called him. And we saying this allegedly the shooter. You know, sometimes X can be wrong on certain things, but it ended up coming out. It is the shooter. It ended up coming out. And now they're trying to confuse people on who the shooter is as well, all on the news media. I'm telling you, they're going to do that. Y'all can listen. That's a clear indicator of a blood sacrifice when they give you different names of the shooter, and it just becomes confusing and nobody asks what happens to the shooter afterwards. That's a blood sacrifice.
In fact, Harrison wasn't even Harrison back there. It was a street.
Okay.
You know,
So you come back from your mission, and you'd basically at that point decided you weren't going to continue the university, or was it after that?
Well, I don't know. That's going back a ways. I was in the symphony chorus, and I had a lot of irons in the fire back then. The Mormon Youth Symphony and Chorus, and I was in there like 2 years before my mission.
A guy by the name of Scott Earl said that he sang in that with you.
Yeah.
So I told him I was
man.
doing this interview, and he said, "Oh, I know George. I sang in the choir with him."
Yeah, Mormon Youth. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could say Mormon back then.
So it was the Mormon Youth Symphony.
Y'all hear that? So he was connected in the community. He was attending these colleges. This is somebody who was fairly known. Fairly known, right? Yeah. Hitman Zinn. If I got any moderators present, please remove any trolls. You know, after the first hour, we are going to be opening a panel. So I'm going to allow y'all to come in and y'all can voice y'all opinions on what's going on. How you feel about this will be the topic of discussion when y'all join. Number one, is it a blood sacrifice? And I want you to bring out why you suspect it is or isn't. And also, let's talk about, should we mourn this guy? Should we be mourning him? Charlie Kirk. Should we mourn Charlie Kirk, or was he part of the divide and conquer race war agenda? Was he unfairly targeting black people? And I would say, yeah, I mean, we've already brung it out on my last broadcast, but I might have to revisit some of that. So we see that this Charlie Zinn fella was pretty known, right? But I want to go here. Something I went to a little bit earlier. Man, it's a lot of developments. But just know that this was a professional hit. This was a professional hit. I want y'all to see the layout. This wasn't just some random old podcaster, old guy. Like, let's double back. And we're going to go a little while longer, y'all, but I will open the panel up soon, right? But I got to show y'all this evidence, right? I got to. I want y'all to look at this. Another damn blood sacrifice. Now I want you to look at your screen right here. Now, whoever this was, definitely it was a professional hit. Look at where you had to be. Now I want you to see where the 200-yard mark is. And of course, he was standing on the stage of the Career Center. Look at this. This is 400 kilometers right here. I believe that the stage was right around this area, around the Hall of Flags. Y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see my mouse or not, but if you just look at this, right, it took a skilled shooter that was from a distance, not just no bad body built Mr. Burns, old white guy, just some old shriveled up guy that likes to wear women's clothing and do podcasts. That's not adding up to me. Not in the least way. And this is all to ignite a civil war. Definitely. Definitely that's what it's about. You got Associated Press with Homeland Security saying that pretty soon it could be open carry for everybody. Why? Because this just solidified MAGA. Yeah, 200 feet. That's a crazy distance. I don't think the dude they grabbed did that either. I think this was a professional hit. I really do. I believe it was a blood sacrifice. No doubt about that. And now they got a second suspect. See, there's a lot of news, Aaron. Look at this. Look at the alleged second suspect. Look at this. Somebody come look. What is this? Matter of fact, let me get it so y'all can see me as well, right? Ladies and gentlemen, are y'all looking at this? They're going to give y'all so much information regarding this story. It's going to convolute our investigation. This is what they do. Yep. Tristan said, look, man, there was a CIA sharpshooter at least 500 yards away. They shot him in the chest and it came out of his neck. Sheesh. Boy, oh boy. You can't tell me that these people are doing them type of shootings. They're just, to me, they're just the face of this. You can't tell me that these people right here, these people are doing these shootings. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We all got the right to our opinions, but they're not doing that type of shooting. These type of people aren't doing that type of shooting. I'm telling you right now. But nonetheless, this is his own people. This is his own people. Yeah, you got Nick Fuentes talking, mourning him. Hold on, let me see. Let's go here. I want y'all to see what Andrew Tate posted. Let me show you the type of people that associate. Look what Andrew Tate posted. So you could tell a lot based on the reactions after his death, right? Who really aligned themselves with his ideologies? Andrew Tate says, you think it's okay to grab white girls because he had mental health problems, or stab white girls because he had mental health problems. Well, think it's okay to make N words hard R slaves again because I have mental health problems. You mad? Turn out mental health isn't an excuse, even if you believe it. C word. Now, these are the type of people that follow the same sentiments as Charlie Kirk. Let me do something. Let me do this person a favor. If I got a moderator in the building, remove bots and trolls, right? Let me see. What I gotta figure out why it's not letting me time out people or block people right now. You know, Dirty MAGA just couldn't help themselves. Somebody says, if you say they're wrong, you're transphobic. Well, they are wrong. Like I said before, I don't agree. This is what I'm gonna say one more time. I don't agree that anybody should be popped for practicing freedom of speech. Although karma is what you plant, so you shall reap. When karma come around, and your words, you got to be held accountable for. But that's up to God's judgment, how He carries out the judgment. Yeah, y'all hear the type of rhetoric these people spew out? Y'all hear it. Y'all see it. Seeing if there's any more info on dude. Oh, we got to talk about what Trump posted. We got to go there with Trump, who I believe conducted the blood sacrifice. I believe Trump set it up. That's my belief. You can believe what you want to think. I don't trust none of these people. If the ends justify the means, they're on it. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. Yep, and he has the heart of future potential white supremacists through his ideologies. And now he's not here. In the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. Melina and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, family. Charlie, we love you, President Donald Trump. So there you have it. Now, with no further ado, I'm going to start bringing guests in, all right? Yeah, we went in for a good hour, and I want y'all to let me know what y'all think. So do me a solid, click the link. If the link is not working, please communicate that as soon as possible, and then we can make our adjustments, all right? It seems that we can have up to 10 guests on this one. So we're going to just straight up do this panel style. Whoever want to join, I'm not doing one at a time this time. I'm going to let y'all, let me see, to activate chat, please enable. What is going on here? Y'all put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me and see me. What is going on? There we go. I don't know what happened. Error. So click the link. I will let people on 10 at a time if need be, because we're going to chop it up. Hold on, let's get this off. Now, okay, I see the ones. All right, all right. Now, New Breed Global Truth, I'm not mourning Charlie Kirk. I don't care for him. If something was to happen to Nick Fuentes, I wouldn't care. If something was to happen to Donald Trump, I wouldn't care. If something was to happen to Myron Gaines, I wouldn't care. Did I say Nick Fuentes? Because he might be next. Definitely wouldn't care. if something was to happen to any of these suspected white supremacists, New Breed Global Truth ain't gonna care. I'm not gonna have sympathy. I'm not gonna worry about their families. And I'm just not. I'm not gonna do it. You got a man who went to all these colleges talking about how black people are dangerous, advised the president, push all this rhetoric, all these policies. He was afraid all his life of black people. He did a lot of those DEI pushes that got our people fired, only to get popped in the neck by his own. Only to get popped in his neck. I know we got people joining the chat. I'm hearing something, but am I seeing it? Okay, Quentin, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're loud and clear.
How you
What
doing?
are your thoughts? I'm doing well. How are you? And where you from, bro?
I'm out of Dallas.
Okay, cool. So what's happening, brother? What you think about this situation? Blood sacrifice, and also the second question is: should we be mourning Charlie Kirk?
I definitely think it was a blood sacrifice from the elites.
Give your reasoning. Give me your reasoning, brother.
I think it was something. Maybe he didn't comply with something. They wanted him to carry out something, and he didn't comply with it, so they had to take him out.
Interesting, because he seemed like he was pretty lockstep with the agenda. I think that these people are so hateful that they have so much internalized racism within, the middle America. And I believe that this white on white crime thing is crazy, man. It's crazy. But I got other guests now. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can do this.
Want to touch on it or whatever.
This was set up a little different. I think I have to accept it immediately.
Nothing.
So Broken Matrix, join again so I can let you in. But brother, is there anything else you want to add?
You can take the way to get on.
I do have a question. Are you a believer of Gematria? Like, do you believe they assassinate like folks by the numbers?
Yes, I do. I do believe they do that. Now I'm not skilled at breaking it down all the time. Sometimes I can get the numbers right. Sometimes it just pops out and I can see it.
No way that just happened.
Yeah, hey Matrix, you in here, brother? Hey, bro, you live, bro? Just letting you know. All right. But what do you think, far as because you're gonna have a lot of people come out and they come wagging their fingers at us, and they always want us to have a lot of sympathy for these people. What do you think about that, brother Quentin?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
I really don't have no sympathy.
That go online. I want to read
Hey,
that fingerprint.
bro,
Let me record this.
you live, Broken. All right. I don't think he knew he was live.
To answer your question, I really don't have sympathy. I've seen a couple of his videos and his talking points, and people are free to express how they feel and have their own opinions, but I think it was more geared towards white supremacy.
Right. And that's the thing. People are free to say what they want to say, but also people are free to deal with the consequences too. And it is what it is. But I appreciate you joining, bro.
Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime, bro. Peace to you.
All right, peace.
All right. And the link is still in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be shy. I'm not that intimidating. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have good conversation, and y'all go ahead and chop it up. Tell me what your thoughts are. Yeah, somebody said something key right there. See, that's why you're supposed to join the link to bring that out. Majestic Minister, she says, Bree, I believe that his death, Charlie, is a great deflection for President Trump's case about Epstein. That's true. That has a lot of validity to it, what you just said. Yeah. In the meantime, while y'all are delegating and delineating, I'm gonna be looking more into this stuff, man. Figuring out what's really going on here. Hold up, I heard somebody join. Rosie, what's going on?
Hey, brother.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right, brother. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
It's nice to see you too, brother.
All right. So, what's your take on all of this?
So your first question was, do I think it was a blood sacrifice?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Reasons
My
being.
my reason would be, I think the devil's just thirsty right now, so they just eating their own.
Hmm. That's key. She said the devil thirsty right now and eating their own. That's what I'm saying. Babylon is falling.
Yeah,
And
for
that's why
sure.
I told my brothers and sisters in Chicago, y'all don't got to do nothing. Just fall back, serve the Most High, and watch they tear each other apart.
Right.
Land divided can't stand.
Exactly. To your second question, should we be mourning him?
Yep, that's the
That was the
question.
second.
Yep.
I would say no, but we don't have to celebrate it either. We could just
Right.
be neutral. Yeah, we can be neutral.
Absolutely. Because the Most High already judged. And
Exactly.
and although there is scriptures in the Bible that says when the wicked fall, that there'll be a howling in the streets and rejoicing. Now, that is a scripture that a lot of people ignore, but I'm the type of person, I'm not going to condemn nobody if they feel some type of way.
Nope.
Like I said earlier, somebody got some echo going in the background. So if you can, just make sure it's not playing in the back. But the DEI cuts, Charlie was pushing that a lot. A lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of our people. And some people may feel some type of way about him going, and it is what it is. I'm not going to sit there and condemn them for it because they celebrate. It takes me back to a moment where we were sitting there hanging from trees and they was doing postcards and they were sitting there smiling. You see kids in the postcards smiling, wives. I go back to that place because I know how real it is. And that's just a modern day Klan rally they was at. But yeah, it's just
So
my
thank
perspective.
God we're not like them. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
thank
not.
God
We're
we're not like
not.
them.
Exactly. As much as they want to paint us to be evil and they want to paint us to be vile and violent, we don't sit up here and rejoice them going. It's unfortunate. Man had a family, but he was also raised in an ideology that's incorrect. So, yep,
Okay. But that's all I
absolutely.
gotta say though, brother.
All right. Thank you, sister. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
brother.
All
Peace
right.
out.
All right. Peace. All right. So we got our next guest. I believe Zachariah was in, and then Keisha, you can speak your piece. Or Zechariah, my bad.
Wagwan Shalom.
What's going on, my brother? Long time no see. Glad to see you.
Definitely. Had to cut the hair off again.
Yes, sir.
Do
Well,
I? Oh,
I
go
know
ahead.
you're gonna drop some knowledge. I already know how you come with it, bro. I'm gonna let you do your thing. You already know the line of questioning, so I'm gonna let you cook.
Do I believe in blood sacrifice? I do. Definitely in the sense of I don't think he did anything wrong, but I do believe that his usefulness has definitely been up. Because there's always going to be certain levels when it comes to this type of oath that
Right,
the people who do the sacrifice and the people who, so if you don't
right.
level where you're the one doing it, you're always going to be the one who gets the opportunity.
All right. And Zechariah, your audio is a bit muffled. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're having a connectivity issue, but it sounded like you was kind of going in and out.
All right.
Mhm.
If it happens again, let me know and I'll just go off and come back in.
Okay. You
And
you sound all right now, but just make sure you speaking up because it still sounds a little muffled. But if you project, we can hear you.
all right. So for him being a pawn, he did his part. He led the rally. He got people influenced. He got a large backing behind. And
Mm,
if that was it, they don't need him no more because if you're just a pawn, you're going to be a pawn.
Yeah, Zechariah, do me a favor, brother. You got to come back in. We want to hear. I want to hear everything you got to say. And it sound. I don't know if do you have headphones plugged into your device.
I do not know.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what it is, brother. But just come out, come right back in, and we'll let you do your thing, bro. Because I want to hear you cook. I know you're gonna add to it. So
All right, no problem.
no problem, brother. All right, Miss Keisha, how you doing?
Hey, I'm fine. How you guys doing?
Doing
Um,
blessed. Doing blessed.
Amen. It's definitely a blood sacrifice. Like the way that this kingdom operate, and they are, let's be clear, Satan is another thing, shapeshifter, hybrids, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They operate on such a diabolical level. There's no natural love and affection the way that we would have love and affection as humans. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have that. So they don't mind throwing someone, to the devil, which I mean, he may or may not have his conscience transferred somewhere else. They own that other
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But the
Right.
timing, we have to always look at the timing. They
Mm-hmm.
have just had a meeting talking about putting these tattoo chips in people. Bill Gates and them with their little demonic technology that they have with their nano stuff. So they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to implement that. They're trying to have martial law go to these cities with minorities. They up here
Mm-hmm.
in Ohio, they doing a whole bunch of craziness stuff, and they want to have the public more on board or not resisting. So they have all of these different media things happening, like the Ukraine person and all of that. But these people are from something else. They're
Mm-hmm.
not what we think. Like they're in Utah, it's some things that go down. That's a whole portal. It's
Mm-hmm.
getting us to try to have our sympathy for people that are not what we think they are, and
Mm.
they don't mind sacrificing them. Like that's all of this is a distraction for what's happening. You got the blood moon just happened. We approaching what 9/11 tomorrow. Like they're
Yep.
doing something major. The universe is splitting. You got all of
Mm-hmm.
this activity happening, and the orbs and all of that stuff. Like they're broadcasting that this is a distraction, and
Mm.
they want to put martial law. They want to have soul nanobots, like that take your soul life energy.
Yep.
I have a practice. I literally just got some information sent to me about going to a conference for them getting for us to implement some battery technology. Like it's some soul draining technology to where it goes to wherever they hive mind is. But they
Mm.
put it in your body, and it's literally sucking away your life force. They
Right.
want to roll that out, and you have to sacrifice somebody major to do it. And then notice how they're saying, oh, this happened, those Democrats. And even
Mm-hmm.
though they're not African American or minority or Hispanic or Latino, they put the LGBT and all that stuff with those
Yep.
races. And
Yep.
then that's how they kind of make it a Democrat thing, and then put the National Guard in these neighborhoods and lock us up and want to have higher jail time. It's
Mm.
insanity.
Yep.
That's all I
Absolutely.
wanted to say, you guys.
No, you landed that plane perfectly and you broke that down. That's 100% right there, sister. That's what it is. They using these what we call democratic shields and proxies, and they set them up because now they have this situation where you got all these uh marginalized groups that's claiming our plight. So they have to get the transgender community and the LGBTQ plus involved some way somehow because they're part of their target as well. Only because they've already marginalized them and lumped them in with us. And we're the real conservatives. If we follow in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? That's the real conservatives. These people that's having these conservative meetings, these rallies and stuff, they're not conservatives. These people are radicals, extremists, throwing up Hitler signs and white supremacists. That's not conservative at all. The real conservatives of those of the Bible, those who follow in the scriptures, those who keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We're the real conservatives, but they want to lump us in with degenerates. So that's a real good point the sister brought out too. But our next guest will be Frank Nitty. You go ahead and speak your piece, brother, and I'll let you go ahead and cook.
New Breed, what's
What's
going on?
happening?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm
Appreciate you
doing
for
well.
having
How
me
are
on,
you?
man. And I'm all right. I'm blessed, man.
Thank you,
How
brother.
are
Where
you?
you from?
I'm actually
I'm
originally
doing
from New
well.
York.
Doing well.
I'm originally from New York, but I
From
stay out
where?
here. I'm
Okay.
from Queens, but
Okay.
Queens, New York, but I was raised in California, so I'm got a little bit
Okay,
of best
cool,
of both
cool.
worlds. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I mean, the
Yes,
sister
sir.
brought up a good point. You know, it's crazy how you know, this whole thing is where, you know what I'm saying. For one, I'm just looking at the whole aspect that the sister brought up, right? You see what I'm saying? It's definitely they're definitely pushing the martial law thing. I think we got to also look at Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk had Turning Point USA. That's his corporation. That's his company, right? You got to follow the money and look.
Right.
Also look at his company and his assets. You got to look at that. You see what I'm saying? When stuff like that happens, you never know what when you have corporations, assets, and stuff like that, and stuff like that on the table.
Right.
And then it's kind of weird too. You know, that happened a day before 9/11. I think that's very interesting. I was bringing that up in the chat. You know, and this is the thing too. He was just talking about they was just talking trans violence and trans shooters, but it's very interesting. And this is where I'm talking about. I bring up the psyop. I know you probably seen in the chat where I said psyop, where the psyop comes in because it just so happens that a trans person shot him. You see what I'm saying? It's like, wasn't he just talking about that? I mean, it's just so many little things that they're giving us a little. It's like Easter eggs and stuff like that, kind of like that they're giving us. You know, just and even like the 9/11 thing right before 9/11, and like she just said, so they lump us with that trans. They lump us all in that, and so that's what the Democrats was doing too with the inclusion thing with the people of color. And those buzzwords, because you got conservative buzzwords and you got Democratic buzzwords. You see what I'm saying? Or liberal buzzwords. So you see what I'm saying? That lumping us up right there. And then, like you said, the mainstream media is already talking about, you know, Democrats and Democrat this and that. You already got people, you know, making commenting and talking about Democrats. So there you go. That's the scapegoat right there. I mean, honestly, we're the world's scapegoat, and that's when they try to do certain things to Africa and Haiti internationally, and in so-called Western front, we're the United States scapegoat, the black man, so-called black man. You see what I'm saying? And that's always going to happen. My question is, right? My question is, narrative going to change? No, it won't change. You see what I'm saying? Where is the profile? Where's the profile for this white nationalist? Where's the profile? Where's the profile for this white extremist? Didn't when Micah Johnson did that stuff in Houston, right? When he did that demonstration, they automatically made up something called a black identity extremist. Okay,
that's it.
If we want to play this fair play, which there never will be, where's the white, you know, in the extremists? Where's the white pro for that? You see what I'm saying? The thing is, you know, you can have these all get blue in the face. The narrative will never change. That's why they use us as a scapegoat of crime and degeneracy. You see what I'm saying? It'll never change. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
and the thing is, and then people, you know, have more sympathy and empathy when you go in on him and talk about his death. But meanwhile, nobody has no sympathy and empathy for Natasha Harlan's family, rest in peace, or Jordan Neely's family. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of our people, or a lot of our people, sometimes our people be the problem too, because we fall these narratives. We got to stop it. We got to create our own narrative. Stop listening to the mainstream. We got to stop supporting these parties, our own party. That's all. You see what I'm saying? That's all there is to it. You know, we just got to go on our own, man. Go on our own narrative. But there's a lot of, just peep the Easter eggs and peep let's just peep the details that come out. Let's just peep the details that come out from here on out.
Yeah, that's real talk, brother. Hey man, you brung it out just now. And you know, some of the details that's already coming out is contradictory, which is a clear sign of some type of psyop. It's a clear sign that they're trying to push confusion. But we just had a shooting with the guy in Minneapolis who also was allegedly transgender, who shot up that Roman Catholic school. Well, actually, he shot the church up, but he did it on a high pagan day as well. So right now, it looks like they're in blood sacrifice season, but it's also in line with whatever agenda they push. And our people have to open our eyes to this, because the thing is, yes, we are definitely the scapegoat. You said it, but we got a lot of unsuspected people, you know, that they're so busy mourning over people who are just cogs in the web that they're not even seeing the play is always going to go against us. The play is always against us, no matter how you slice it. And that's why we make this particular material, so y'all can see it. Y'all out there viewing, you can see it clear as day. Now, brother Zechariah is back. We're gonna get to our next guest because this brother got bumped out. So go ahead and speak your piece, Zechariah, and break it down. Hey, but by the way, Frank, man, you brung it out, brother. You brung it out. There you go, Zeke.
Can you guys hear me clearly?
You definitely louder. Yes, you're definitely louder.
All
Yep.
right.
Got
So
you.
what I was saying before is that once a pawn, always a pawn. Once you reach where you're supposed to be at, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You outlive your usefulness. So what they have to do is at some point they do have to cut you off because you can't outshine the master. At the end of the day, Trump is number one MAGA. There's not going to be a number two. So if his influence would have gotten bigger and stronger, then it would have outshined Donald Trump at some point. So it's got to end, and Trump has to take in all that power and people that the guy built up into himself, so that way it can be more of a powerful front. So it pretty much helped them in what they're trying to do.
Right. And you know what? I think you on to something there because they're afraid of anybody who can mobilize like that. And that's kind of
Hmm.
why you look at cats like Nick Fuentes, and he pretty much on the outskirts, on the outside looking in because he got a lot of power like that too. And yeah, this Charlie Kirk guy was only 31. He literally had some years left of an influence in the youth. And yeah, Trump even said that himself. He's the one pretty much between him and Elon. Elon's money got Trump elected, but Charlie Kirk's influence got Trump elected. And influence is more powerful than money. And you got influence and the ability to mobilize. And on their side, he was killing it. Charlie Kirk was killing it for their side when it comes to the college debates because he's
Hmm.
polished. Even though we know we dismantle those talking points they come with. I mean, we eat them up. But for them, he was a good debater. So they did, this also solidified MAGA because now they are looked at like they got a real threat, and it's the Democrats, left wing extremists. So anybody who speaks out against their policies, whatever, they can slap that label on any marginalized group they want. That's what it looked like they're trying to do. But yeah, man, if you ready to reply or land your plane, you got it, brother.
Um, Definitely, especially when it comes to power play. Even the scripture states you're not supposed to outshine the master. So at the end of the day, they're going to do their part to make sure that everyone stays in line. So if you do have a certain level of power, then you might want to keep it where it's at. If it goes any further, then it's like, all right, it's a power grab. America, how can I put this? The people of this country have been fighting each other since the days of Yafet going into different nations and taking their identities. You go down the line of history of them, you realize that they are cousins at battle with each other. They're brothers at battle with each other. If you pay attention to the American flag, the Russian flag, France, a lot of the flags that has red, white, and blue, they're all family. They're all related to the same
Yep,
tribe.
that's right.
And if you pay attention to their bloodline, all they do is infight. All they do is attack each other. That's just what they do. They have nothing outside of that. That's how they live.
That's a fact.
Conquest. They have to take over. They will take over their own. They will take over yours. They have nothing else to show for but just genuinely that.
No.
So do I care for anybody like that guy, even in his passing? No. I mean, you knew what you signed up for. You know the history of the people that went inside of these type of, deals. What makes you think you was going to be any different? If you don't play the game a certain way to prevent yourself from being discarded, then you're always going to be discarded. There is no maybe, maybe not. You'll just never know. So when it comes to people trying to when it comes to people who look like us trying to get into a situation like that,
Right.
you're going you're,
They go,
you're going to be looked at very differently. You're going to be put on TV. You're going to be put on YouTube or
mm-hmm.
whatever. You're going to be made fun of. You're going to be looked as us, and then you're going to be discarded.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, they're just natural cannibals. That's who they are. Not saying that they're all of that entirely, but the ones that's been in power for years, that have been inbred and have been keeping the power within the family for years, that's who they are. And they're always going to pass down their influence because it's their blood, it's their DNA.
Man.
You don't have to be a part of it. There's plenty of people who separated from that, but the majority, it's going to be complicated, but the majority, I will honestly say a good 90% globally of the European race, they have that mindset because it's just biblically embedded in their DNA. They're never going to stop.
That's right.
They are never going to stop. They are obsessed with it. It's their identity. That's their identity. So anybody who wants to sympathize with them, who wants to try to see if there's any goodness in their heart, there isn't. And if they look for any goodness in their heart, they're gonna look it for yours and place it in theirs, and they're just gonna burn out.
Mm.
These type of people live to kill.
Absolutely.
That's just it.
That's real talk, brother. Hey, there's never been a quote unquote YT civilization ever. And why do I say that? Because they always be at war. How you gonna call yourself a civilization if y'all never been in peace? They never had an era of peace. Our people did, by the way. Our people did, by the way. They call it the Dark Ages, ironically enough, right? But
Hmm.
you know, you're absolutely right, brother. You definitely quantified that, and I just hope the people that you mentioned this, the people who aren't even from their same fold, but want to try to nestle their way in and get next to these people, like Myron Gaines. He's a good example of that. You know, he is a
Hmm.
Gentile, but you know, these people are supremacists. I mean, Aryan Nation supremacists. I'm talking about white nationalists. And hey, it's a dangerous game trying to play with them, man. These are the warlords. These are the Vikings. These are the Idumeans. These are the people who really are bloodthirsty. They so bloodthirsty they can't even contain it. You know, when they can't kill, they're gonna find somebody to kill or something to kill. Literally, we watched our country try to bully China. They tried to bully Russia. They tried to bully all these other countries, right? They tried to even bully Iran. They wasn't having it. So what they do, they turned their military towards our community. So that show you just how uncontainable the death, I want to call it a death syndrome they have. It's in them. It's in their DNA. It's in their blood. But they want to paint us as being the most violent. No, we're not the face of criminality. I mean, they're making us that, but we shouldn't be. But no, brother, you got that, bro. And now you know we're gonna bring the brother. And what's your name, brother?
Anthony.
Anthony, yeah, man, you can share your thoughts, and after Anthony talk, man, brothers, y'all could just chop it up, freestyle. You know what I'm saying? We just doing the
For
one at a
sure.
time thing, so everybody can get they talk out. All right, brother.
How you
I'm
doing,
doing
Baba?
well, man. Where you from, brother? The Carolinas?
Yeah, I'm from
I
South
heard it,
Carolina.
man, because I know about Charleston and Goose Creek and Monk's Corner and all that. I heard the Bubba. I was like, oh yeah,
No,
that's South Carolina.
that's exactly where I stay. That's exactly
Yes,
where I
sir.
stay,
Yep.
Charleston. But nah, for sure. To answer your question, this is 100% a blood sacrifice. I believe it's to sow division amongst the people, and I don't feel like we should have sympathy for this man. This man has built a platform off of spreading false statistics about our
Mm.
community and basically spreading hate. You feel me?
Bro, I'm
So
glad. Hold on, I
at
don't
the
mean to
end of
cut
the
you off,
day,
bro, but I'm glad you brung up
yeah.
the statistics that they've been talking about. I was meaning to actually go into that, but now go ahead, bro. Like, go ahead, speak
No,
your piece. My bad. I ain't mean to cut you off.
no. You straight,
Yes,
you
sir.
straight. But at the end of the day, especially if you're in these Twitter streets, you seeing everyone telling themselves like who's for sale for one, and the people that's just pandering. Our people should not be pandering for this man. I'm not saying celebrate his
Mm-hmm.
death, but at the end of the day, he's an enemy to our people. You feel
Exactly.
me? So
Exactly.
Like at the end of the day, I have no sympathy for this man. And one thing that has become clear on Twitter, at least, because you know that's mainly where I be to like find out the news. A lot of Christians do not believe that black people are included in God's kingdom to come, because this man has legitimately built a whole platform off of racism. You feel me? And let them tell it. They say he has a difference in opinion, but he's literally tearing us down. You feel me? All of us are not delinquents. A lot of us is the epitome of greatness. You feel me? So it's like
And
just to see all the pandering and they like pray for him. I can't pray for a man like that,
respect.
respectfully. You feel me?
I got accused.
So it's like it is what
For
it
sure.
is. And it's like just seeing the state of the world, man, it's like it's hard to even like keep your head up sometimes. But at the end of the day, just stay prayed up. You
For
feel
sure,
me?
bro. No doubt. And I got accused earlier of celebrating his death, and I didn't celebrate his death. I just let it be known I don't care. You know, that's all. That's the magnitude of what I feel about it. But man, you said some key things about the statistics, bro. So for those who don't know who watching, you know, Charlie Kirk, he was pushing the same statistics that Elon and the rest of these white supremacists was pushing, that black people are killing white people at a higher rate than they're killing us. And they will hone in on a talking point like that, which I don't believe it to be true at all. Your brother, you was cooking. Somebody in the chat I know said bro was cooking. Yep. But I don't know those statistics to be factual at all, but they tout them as factual. And we got to be careful with that, because
Exactly.
they can concoct these statistics, and it's doing nothing but demonizing our people, man. But yeah, I've been meaning to bring that up. He's responsible for a lot of pain and suffering at the end of the day. But y'all brothers can cook, man. I've been being long-winded cooking this whole stream, man. Y'all just speak y'all mind, bro, as it comes, bro.
100%. But oh, go ahead. My bad.
You got it.
Oh, it's all right. You can go.
Yeah, you can respond,
No,
bro.
I was saying, but I've been on Twitter for a long time, and ever since Elon has taken over the platform, I can say that the racism has definitely escalated on that platform. I don't know if it's Trump that put a battery in these people back or what, but you could legitimately say, I'm having a good day. And someone to jump in your comments and be like, calling you derogatory terms. I don't want to disrespect your platform. You feel me? But it's like, even for Trump to drop a tweet talking about the legendary Charlie Kirk, you feel me? This man, he's telling you, like, I do not care about the black population. You feel me? So it's like, it's hard, but I'm gonna let someone else
Nah,
speak.
you right, bro. And Real 80s brung it out. He said they said that they are being hunted by blacks. Yeah, that's the narrative Charlie Kirk was pushing. They're being hunted by us, and he gets popped in his neck and gets his head damn near knocked off his shoulders by a little white man. Which shows you just like the irony of everything. You've been trying to demonize our people. You lived your whole life downplaying black society and black culture. You know, he was pushing DEI cuts. One clip I played, he said when he sees a black man flying a plane, he's afraid, and we're not qualified to do anything. His last words, y'all, just let this seek into everybody watching. His last words was gang violence. His last words to his dying day, we're gonna remember him for gang violence and to get popped by his own people, being sacrificed by his own. That should speak volumes, man. I'll let y'all cook, man. That should speak volumes.
And so you know it's a different thing when
I honestly don't even know. Oh, you can go ahead, brother.
no, it's all good. You go ahead though.
Yeah. I don't even know who the guy is. Honestly, this is the first time I even heard of him through this broadcast. So you guys are mentioning about how much of a bigot he pretty much was, and the racism and the hatred. And I don't know. To me, it just feels like somebody just went to the 20s, found the guy, and then just like dropped him back off here, and just like, all right, let's do this all over again. The incitement that they want to have a race war with is drunkenly insane.
Mm.
The statistic of melanated folks out here killing cave people is wild. Like that was still.
Hmm.
I grew up in the '90s and early 2000s. That was unheard of. Just us just going out there, like King Kong, looking for a random white person and just dragging them up and down the skyscraper. That was just unheard
Unheard
of.
of.
So even after all those years of us minding our business,
Hmm.
we still get told we're picking on them. We're not picking on you people. We don't have a reason to. I'm pretty sure somebody might think of a reason, but chances are they're not really going to go through with it because they know that if the attempt is there, the scrutiny would be highly severe. So we just leave it be.
Right.
But the issue is that you people hate us so much, you don't even realize you're just speaking in regret.
Mm.
It's totally speaking in regret. I saw a list of all of the genocidal atrocities that has happened in America and black countries. And it stated from the 1800s all the way down to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Mm.
There were 12 more incidents. So unless we got a history of doing that to y'all on the whatever basis,
Mm.
whatever power we got to do all those things, then you're fooling yourself and you're also putting yourself in a deeper pit for judgment. 'Cause that's all this is. You guys are giving a reason for the Most High to be the greatest superhero ever, and you're not even seeing it. You're making yourself villains. You're making yourself the right arm of Satan and all of his adversaries. You're doing it to yourselves, and you are none the wiser. So, whatever you got to say about me, my people, whatever acts you are about to do, just make sure that there is going to be repercussions for those actions. And I am saying it mildly because I'm a roaster. I love to roast. So this is just as mildly as I can get. There's us going out there just committing crime on Susie, B, and Anthony is just wild.
Right. Absolutely. And for the Sean Tanner, and you can feel free to join too. We're not opposed to opposing views. Says I'm actually listened to his content multiple times. He's not a racist. That wasn't no Nazi salute. Y'all, this is what I'm saying, bro. A lot of suspected white supremacists going to tell us what we're seeing. When Elon Musk when they got in office, the first thing he did was one of those. And they want to tell us we don't know history. And that's what I'm talking about. But you can feel free to join. It says he was common sense Christian. The hand was held higher. Sad breed saying this. He don't know. Sean, feel free to join.
The
Feel free
European
to
always
join the
think that they smarter. The European always think that they smarter than
Yep.
somebody when they don't even know their real
Yep.
history. Like even like, for example, the skinheads that originally originated in Europe, and they weren't even racist. It was just a punk rock thing. So they took the white sheets, the KKK, the white sheets and clothes. They took that from Spain. That was a ritual, a Spanish ritual that they took. You see what I'm saying? Birth of a Nation
Yeah.
was made by a Creed person. You see what I'm saying? To put us in
Yeah.
blackface. That was where a lot of the stereotypes came from. You see what I'm saying? And now they got us doing the blackface stereotypes on ourselves, which is really interesting. You see what I'm saying? These people don't even know
Right.
their own history. It's funny how they talk about gangs and warfare, but didn't they make a whole movie, Gangs of New York, about their gangs and warfare? These people are the first gang members, the first mobsters, and they want to see Trump. That's why I go in on people with this Trump thing, because I'm not neither Democrat or Republican, right? But it's like the writing's on the wall. He wanted to talk about taking away museums and exhibits about slavery, bro. But you want to keep these mobster and gang exhibits in the museums about
Right.
alcohol and prohibition and all that. So that could be a part of the history. And we put them dog whistling about this history thing. Oh, Black history, bro. If it happened on American soil, bro, it's American history, right? Also, now you want to see they want to subjugate everything to a damn color of a skin or a race. And see, that's how that race thing was started by Darwin to control people. You see what I'm saying? Just like Democrat or
Right.
Republican. If you only have two parties, it's easier to control. That's why there's only those two parties. What's the first degrees of masonry is red and blue lodges, red and the blue degrees, red, blue, Crips and Bloods, Republicans, Democrats, Pepsi Cola, and Coca-Cola. Come on, man. It's like, you see what I'm saying? This is all a game. It's all a psyop. You see what I'm saying? If this even really happened to this man like that, you see what I'm saying? Okay, whatever, we ain't gonna celebrate. But I'm definitely not gonna mourn this dude. You see what I'm saying? And it's funny because when his actual people, you know what I'm saying, Sandra Bland and you see what I'm saying, these people, you know, Tamir Rice and these people's family, nobody mourns them. Nobody gives empathy and sympathy for them. Like you said, New Breed, we are trained psychologically to have sympathy and empathy for these people. We're trained, but see, that's why they give us these superheroes. That's why they give us the white image of God or Jesus. You see what I'm saying? It goes back so far. You see what I'm saying? We give people sympathy and empathy for them, for our other people instead of our own. In a minute, I had people. I said some stuff about Charlie Kirk on Facebook. I had people, so-called other black people, going in on me. You see what I'm saying? Talking about, oh man, your show sucks and this and that. Oh, so you rather support these racist white people than support my channel, though. You see what I'm saying? See, that's what we are. You know what? A lot of times, in certain instances with our people, it starts with us. You see what I'm saying? And it starts with, but it's really going to start with this next generation. And it's funny because I got a family member that called me because I posted something about Charlie Kirk. So that, you know what that shows? That shows that these little, it don't matter what race, you got these little kids watching this dude. I don't even know what's so special about this dude. I don't even know what makes people jump for joy and go Google Gaga over this dude. I really don't. You see what I'm saying? And it's funny. It's like we go conservatives because they go in on the Democrats a certain way. I'm not a dumb individual. I know how to go in on the Democrats. I know what to call the Democrats on. I don't need no playbook from the white conservative racists to tell me about the Democrat Party. I'm like we stupid, and we go along with the stupidity with these people. We follow these people. We gotta do better, and we have to dig deeper, and we have to want more, and we have to have more self-esteem for our people and more self-love. Because a lot of times when you see another black person and they don't say hi to you in public, it's because it's self-hate. They don't love themselves. There's something, a problem. And it's funny, sometimes you get other races say hi to you quicker than your own race. You know why? Because they have confidence and they love their people. Like everything goes down to psychology.
And they stay on code. No, you're right, brother. You're right.
It's like, what are we doing here?
100%.
We can't be desensitized. That's the main word. I know you probably see me use that in your chat, New Breed. Desensitization. That's what people are too desensitized. We need to get off that. You see what I'm saying? And we cheering for. So we're cheering for the now. You got black people, and see, a lot of these are agents because they have whole places to where, like data centers, to where they have people basically spamming your comments. They have check it out, look it up.
No,
a lot of them are these trolls. A lot of these people get paid for trolling. These are big data centers that I'm telling you, they do this. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, what's so special about this dude? We need to, you know what? In the mainstream media, just like this old girl in North Carolina on this train. So it's what a coincidence that somebody almost in the same damn near last month. Okay, my bad. Last month, you got the women in Cincinnati. They got knocked out, the white lady from Russia. And then this month, you got a Ukrainian. My bad. Yeah, this month. Oh no, my bad. Last month. It happened. Why are they coming out with it now? So in August, you had you see what I'm saying? That was Ukrainian, so supposed to get stabbed by his brother. So now internationally, all these international white women are the victim now of black people. See, we don't see the psyop. We don't see the play. It's a play. It's a play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see how we don't see the play.
They were trying to do the same. They were trying to do the same thing with the Cincinnati brawl. They wanted to plaster that lady's face everywhere, and you know that they've been doing that. That's not a new tactic that they do. And far as Charlie Kirk goes, you know, there's nothing special about him. And really, what you see is an echo chamber with all the white supremacists. They repeat the same thing. They really have an ideology, and they on code. They on code with it, and that's why we have to be on code and do what we're doing right now, and that's delineating, conversating, building on real history, real knowledge. Because guess what? We have to train to combat them verbally. We have to train because Listen, I've been alongside with my brother. We've been working on this documentary, and I'm gonna tell you, you'll see the trend that a lot of things that you hear your Nick Fuentes repeat, your Charlie Kirks, and all of them, they are taking notes from their ancestors. I'm talking about back from the 1800s, the early 1900s, 1700s. They're just in modern day. They're just repeating what their forefathers have taught them. And that's what we got to do. We got to go back to our heritage, our culture, learn the knowledge. So when they come with a bogus talking point like black people didn't have no history, we never built the civilization. These are the type of things they like to say. We never had a civilization, knowing that we are the only nation that had real civilizations.
Civilization.
You had Mansa Musa, who was the richest, most powerful world leader ever. I
And they
mean,
said his kingdom was peaceful,
yes,
so peaceful.
so
So,
peaceful. So
so it's various. Well, not to cut you,
you got it,
brother.
brother. Take the floor.
Well, not the answer to Frank Nitty's question. Of course, the man not special, but what a lot of people find special in him is he's saying the things that they think and they believe. You feel me? So they look at him with courage, like, yeah, I feel that way, but they call it having a difference of opinion. You feel me?
Right.
But anytime you see white violence, they automatically lump them in with the quote unquote left, which they already have all black people lumped in automatically, no matter how you feel or what you believe in. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So when does it actually become a white issue? White fatigue. Anytime you see one person that look like us cut up, it's a black issue. All black people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're seeing schools being shot up. You had a white dude killed Charlie Kirk. When is it a white issue at this point? Not the divide,
Right.
of course, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like this country never gonna find fault on white people. It's always gonna be like, oh, they mentally ill. Oh, no, they're liberal. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? So
Absolutely. And Frank said it. He said something real key. And you dropping Jews. All of y'all are just dropping Jews, by the way, man. But Frank, he said something. When is the profiling coming? Honestly, I think we need a conversation on white crime. We really need we need to really highlight that talking point, white on white crime at this moment.
definitely real.
Man, I got receipts.
Because it's a lot of it. It's a whole lot of it. And we need to do something about that. But y'all go ahead, keep cooking, man.
I
But I
live in a
do want
Democrat
to
state.
share on the screen if y'all want to.
Sorry about that.
Yep,
My bad.
I do want to share on the screen if y'all want to sponsor the show. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to support. There's been a lot of work put in today. And also, and if y'all don't want to just contribute straight up, then purchase something. We got some Hebrew Heroes heavyweight tees on sale. Go cop you one of those, man. We got a lot of real good products that you can purchase. Support your people, support your nation, right? All right, you brothers go ahead and cook. We
Now, I
only
live
got
in
a few minutes left. We're gonna stop at the 2 hour mark. But if you brothers want to just go around and land y'all's plane, then we can go ahead and close out.
Nah, for sure. Just education. It starts with that, knowing your history. So whenever you do hear nonsense, we'll be able to rebuttal in the correct way. And yeah, just put your trust in the Most High, stay prayed up, and that's all I really have to say. I appreciate you having me on, brother.
Man, absolutely. Anytime, bro. Feel free to join.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you, man. Peace to you.
All right. Peace to you.
All right.
peace, brother.
Peace to you,
All right.
man.
Bye.
Definitely. I definitely would like to say the titles has always annoyed me. There's so many titles for how this person acts within the political party or outside of the political view. In my opinion, it just feels like there's just so many ways to just group people so that you can easily identify who you generally want to take out, who do you generally want to pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
discourage and so on and so forth. That had always annoyed me. I'm a left, I'm a
Yeah.
right, conservative, I'm this and that. I'm like, I'm just a human being who appreciates life. I have my own choices and decisions, and If you want to group them, then that's on you. But I don't identify by any of these things. It gets tiring. It's designed for confusion. It's designed to separate, and it's designed to keep people under lock and key so they can have an idea who they want to take out. Because if you can't control them all, then you have to name them all. So it gives you a better idea of who to keep an eye
Right.
on. And it's annoying. It's highly annoying, and plenty of other countries that sip from the wine of America and has taken on that type of ideology, which is frustrating. Very frustrating.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, brother, you brung it. And you know you can join anytime, fam. And I'm gonna let Brother Frank, you can go ahead and land your plane, and then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do my closing statements. Thank you, brother. You already know it. Join anytime, fam.
Got
Peace. All right, Brother Frank, you can go ahead and speak your piece. I think your audio is out. I think Brother Frank lost audio. Maybe you still got it muted. All right, he closed out. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we coming across our time restraints, man. We've been going in. You know, this has been a very newsworthy day. Earlier today, I did my coverage on this Charlie Kirk thing. I immediately got accused of celebrating his death. Listen, I don't have no reason to celebrate this man's death. I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care for these white supremacists or suspected white supremacists. And you know, a lot of people will agree with my sentiments because, you know, listen, let me make this clear. Our people are fed up. Our people are fed up with the human experimentation done on us. Our people are fed up with our image being destroyed publicly. We are we're fed up with the loss of jobs that just recently took place in the country. And at the end of the day, people who contributed to our harsh conditions that we're enduring, they're gonna have to pay the price. And you know, that's up to God's judgment how he chooses to deal with it. Um, one thing about me, you know, listen, I welcome all people to my platform. We do not embrace criminality within our people. We shun that. The guy who stabbed that Ukrainian woman up, I did a video earlier today condemning his actions. We are the real conservatives that the Bible speak of. All right. And there's no way that we are going to tolerate being the face of criminality without pointing out the obvious hypocrisy and double standards. Now is a time where we call a spade a spade. This country is falling from the inside out. You know, it's falling because Babylon hasn't repented. Babylon has not given the children of the Most High their just due. They have not done what they were supposed to do, and now they're paying the consequences. Their teenagers are losing their minds. Even their elders are losing their minds, going out here with AR-15s, eliminating their own. If we were to just really look at how many billionaires, I'm talking billionaires in their community that are swan diving off of balconies right now, they're being destroyed. I mean, they're diving off of balconies. It's really going down like that. And I want to thank, let me see, Take Me to Your Dealer. I thank you for the $50 super chat. Says Chess hopped on his stream. We'll have to start from the beginning. Just want to show a little support. Thank you. I appreciate it. Says, and I'll be having a shopping spree on your website soon. Keep doing your thing, brother New Breed. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support. And that's what it's about, supporting your own kind, supporting your own interests. And one thing about it, those folks always going to be on code. They always going to be on code. We got to be on code with each other. We can't be taking advantage of each other. We can't always be trying to get freebies and handouts from each other. We got to genuinely love each other enough where we would support each other. We would literally support each other in any way we can, because we know that the messages that we're putting out is just the truth. People are going to be offended by it. People are going to spin narratives. People are going to say what they want to say, right? But we're going to stand 10 toes down. Shout out to all the FBA brothers out there, FBA sisters out there. Shout out to all my Judites out there, all my Israelites out there. Shout out to all the Gentiles out there that rock with the platform and rock with the truth. One love to y'all. Thank y'all for being supportive of my material. And you know, I got more material coming. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay blessed out there. With that being said, shalom and peace. Let's let that thing hit.